submit on the YouTube. And I told you, this is an advertisement of a school. What's more important is you try to speak to the middle high school students. And multicultural issues, why?
But you cannot. Well,
okay, if you're going to explain to middle high school students and multicultural issues, very difficult to explain. They will ask you, how come? They'll answer, Sun Beach, what are you talking about?
So, I don't understand. So yeah, it's not that easy to explain Aristotle to a
Aristotle. Okay, just a middle high school student. Oh, bitch! I don't want to listen from you, father.
Right, exactly.
This is what I'm talking about. Okay.
Right.
We need to think more. Why? We need to discuss about multicultural. We need to discuss why multicultural is so important for people, for foreigners, non-Japanese people, non-US people, but usually never thinking about that. So, we're going to teach them like a university professor, like always Sonoda does. Oh my God, I don't want to spend time for Japanese Confucianism philosophers, but the experience for 20 years, 30, I don't need to listen to kind of, lecture. This is lecture. Right?
Give me the bacon. Show me the bacon.
Show me the bacon.
Right.
And I told him, show me what the key message, what this guy, philosopher said. I want to know why he is so important person.
Right.
But Sonoda always explained that he's from born till die. He's all the way around history, which location he spent, what kind of things he taught. I have no interest for the kind of, This is professor. He tried to, immediately he can be professor of famous university. And student and graduate student, you should write, articles or whatever. You need to listen from him.
Well, actually now we're running ahead, but it's interesting you mentioned this because actually, so that is you can with that kind of education you can be a professor in a university in Japan. But I think that the professors that I had in the Netherlands, they teach a little bit different. They don't focus so much on that kind of information because basically they just tell you read these books before you come to class. So you just information is already, you're supposed to have absorbed that. We're not going to discuss that in class anymore. That's already done, over. That should be in your mind already. So that is completely, when we are going to analyze and discuss whether we agree with the contents of this book or connections between this book and other books and how we can get to a better understanding. That is a professor, not somebody who can
American university is the same, and I try to take a negotiation course,
right,
and Canuck negotiation course. I try to take. Like pre-reading books.
Yeah.
This is the same way Accenture before. I just joined the company and they gave me the 1 meter book.
Jesus.
1 meter book before going to school. And a couple of weeks of training.
Before you enter Accenture,
No. After 1 year, they everybody going to the States for study for 2 weeks. Not 1 year later, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, but they give me pre-reading assignment 1 meter. American people, they can read all of those, but Japanese people just only read one book.
Right.
Okay, at maximum 1 inch.
Right.
Not 1 meter,
right.
1 inch. Okay, and then go to the school, and they just going to teach the same way, the American way. I don't go to the American university, but actually Accenture gave us kind of training. They spend a lot of money. So I know how to teach. And Japanese people is different. They join the university, and professor we're going to read this book to get together.
Right.
American university never do that. You should read beforehand coming to.
Right, because
class.
whatever I'm going to tell is waste of your time because you can read that. We're not going to spend the precious teaching time to rehash everything that's already written down. So just read.
Oh, okay. Japanese is a more efficient way because I don't want to spend the time reading book. Reading book is I need 10 hours, right?
Right.
But you can explain me for a couple hours.
Yeah, well, if you give me a very effective summary, then maybe.
Yeah, this is what I am thought. Okay, many people. Sonoda is going to recommend beforehand 2 years ago. He introduced books. Clyde, you had better read this book and that book.
Sure.
I tell you why I am studying with you for past several years, because you read book and you make presentation for 3 hours, 4 hours, right? You summarize the contents of the book. That's the reason why I'm started to study with you. For 2 years he studied, he make a lecture for us, Japanese philosophy, Confucius philosophy. And that's the reason, that the result I could wrote many several books from him. I didn't read any book, but he prepared document, he prepared material, he's just good. I don't need to read a book. Yes, this is the American university is not efficient. You ask students to read books, but usually.
But do you understand that if the only thing that you get in university is summaries of the books that are already out there, that you never get to engage in a serious debate, a serious discussion, a serious deepening of the books and form your own opinion about these books. The only thing you just get as far as what's in the books. So when you leave an American university, you get the books plus you get your own opinion.
No problem at all. But Ekatore, and I never read his book, but you explained and I questioned many times. You answer me, but you've read already, so you're going to answer for me. I just satisfied what he saw.
Right.
And I don't need more. Okay, I understand his thinking approach. Then how come I need to read his book?
Well, basically, there is a level where you can say, okay, I understand what was written in that book, but there is a level beyond that when you can critique the book, when you can say, okay, well, parallels between this book and that book, and this culture and that culture, and how we can apply these lessons to his life. That's the interesting stuff.
Okay.
So, okay, the so what, you always like to ask the so what question.
Yeah.
So the so what question, you do not get to discuss the so what question if everything your professor is teaching you will be a rehash of what everybody should have read in the first place.
So ancient people say you need to select professor. Okay. Like why I just asked Sonoda to make presentation. He tried to read the book in depth of detail.
Right.
And
you got a very bad one in me then.
Yeah, in depth of detail, and they fully understand. Then he's going to make lecture. Sometimes he don't understand. Well, at this case, I ask him, you need to study more. And the next time you study more, then he just, I'm satisfied what he studied. Okay, if he don't study in detail, like last couple of weeks, couple of months, he tried to make lecture for Twinbee.
Yeah, what
Twinbee
is that?
The concept of the, he just, Twinbee's, concept for the American way or Japanese way or open mind, closed mind, which one is better, patient or not patient, kind of, analytical work. Twinbee made a book. He read the book. So, using the Greece and Jewish Herodian and Herodian. Herodian is king of Herods.
Yes, Herod.
And Herodian and against people of the Herod king. And Herodian is the Bible term is compromise, way of life in Jewish country.
Right.
And Herodian is not compromise, any compromise against everybody. Herodian, he said, this is Japanese, and European is Herodian, and try to teamwork and accept.
Is it Zerodian or Zealots?
Zealots.
Yeah.
Zealots.
Okay. Then.
So he explained that, and that kind of discussion we made. So it takes a couple months, but he tried to study. Usually, I don't want to study, and I don't read the kind of book, so difficult. And he tried to read that kind of difficult.
It's not a book that you would pick up from the library like quickly, like
no, it's very thick one. But he also brought more simple one, and I read an English one, Japanese one, and I can't spend time for 10 hours, 20 hours for that book. But 3 or 4 hours, I get listen and discuss with him. He can answer for me, and we spend 2 or 3 months for Twinbee. Then I understand. I tell you, I don't have time to read book. I write books, many books, so I don't have time. But if I'm interested in some kind of issue, you and Sonoda will discuss about instead of reading book.